On this episode of Fun with Cars, we're going to see if we can take a Crown Victoria and turn it into a supercar. Couldn't afford a Lamborghini, so this is my effort at my midlife crisis, which my wife says I'm embracing my midlife crisis too much.
My project started with a 2005 Ford Crown Victoria, retired from the Buffalo Police Department, number 552.
A Roscoe Pico train. First step of the project is taking the front clip off. That's done. This is my driver. Get the bumper cover off the back, the trunk lid. I'm going to start cutting this up probably tomorrow. Taking the roof off. But as you can see, it's a start. The frame cut and it's starting to separate. Just needs to be pounded out a little bit more until it separates all the way. Same thing on that side. Cut all the factory welds with a little bit of help. There we go. It's out. With the other side, and shorten the frame. The vehicle cut into, well, at least half. It's more like 3 major pieces. There's the back of the body that we cut out. And there's the rear frame section, complete with the exhaust. Shortened by 9 7/8 inches. Get the brake line shortened the same length. Just welded the frame together. Pretty good penetration on that weld. Right from the factory seam. Pretty much won't be able to tell that it was even done. Wheelbase shortened.
Roxy doesn't care.
No. Can't really tell, it's all at the factory seams. Okay, we made our final measurements for the windshield. Welded it in. Still got some cowl work to do underneath where it close it off in the water. As you can see, it's at a pretty drastic 20-degree angle now to match the Lamborghini. Alright, here's the framework for the roof. Before I put the sheet metal on, I used the same technique that the gentleman who built the Reventon out of a Mitsubishi Eclipse did. I wasn't going to do that at first, but my plan that I tried did not work. I had to remove what I did and start over. See how it goes. Laying out the roof panels to cut to fit and weld in place. First 2 panels of the roof are welded in place. I did seam weld it. Still got a spot weld around the side and then build the 2 outside panels. There's 3 roof panels welded into place. Gotta do the other side yet and then start on the rest of the body. Alright, got the roof cut and welded in place. I think it looks good. Setting up for building the side panels on this. I cut the door skin off so I can grow the door out. Gotta work on, making the front top corner line meet the back. That's what we're doing now. Started making the door panels. Got the tops of the doors flat. I got the door skin started with a body line. I gotta put in the air vent to the rear wheels. What's the progress on the car so far? I started making this fender. I'm gonna have to redo, well, obviously the hood's dirty, but that's just temporary paint just to get it in one color. This fender I'm gonna redo. The driver's side of this car, I cut off the original, well, the first fender I made. I didn't like it, and I'm making a fender to match the other side, but we're gonna tie this piece, this flat top of the door from here to the back together, weld in the supports, start building the ductwork for the rear. Started filling in the back of the vehicle, trying to get the back panel built for where the taillights are going to mount, obviously. Okay, we got a updated fender design. Clearly it's going to have to be have to have some fiberglass work done, but at least that looks a little more Lamborghini-esque. Okay, just got done welding up the second rear panel. Still needs some work. I just put some paint on there just to give it some coverage for rust, because like where I'm welding it over there, where it sits, bare metal does create some rust, and I got to take that off. So this time I just gave it a quick coat just so it's protected, kind of give me some inspiration for what I'm going for. I don't know if you can see the angles I put in here. Got some different patterns. I still got to figure out the taillight area. Obviously the taillight's going to make it. And then I got to drop the rear suspension down quite a bit. That'll drop the whole height of the car down. We're getting there. Takes a long time for each panel. So picked up the paint from the paint supply store, Verde Mantis. There it is. It's going to look good. Update. All I did was cut in this window frame. Now granted, the glass that I had to install here, I just broke by accident, so getting a new piece cut. Anyways, I'll get this side done, get the other side done. I'm just going to do it one at a time. Then once the glass is in, when I finish the body work, when I paint the whole car, all the edges will already have color and clear, good adhesion for the urethane. How we got to this point, turning this Ford Crown Victoria P71 ex-Buffalo police car into my version of a supercar. I'm thinking of making this a weekly or bi-weekly vlog, keeping track of my progress, not so much for anything else but to motivate me to continue building it. I think it's a fun project. Low budget, it'll be fun, and there'll be nothing else that looks like it on the road.